Have you ever watched a cat go from calm to completely unhinged just because of one little plant? One second they're sitting there like a tiny royal creature, judging the entire room. The next they're rolling on the floor, rubbing their face into a toy, kicking the air, staring into space, or acting like they've just discovered the meaning of life. And that's exactly why catnip feels so strange, because it doesn't just get a reaction from cats, it gets a big reaction. But here's the truth. Catnip isn't magic, and your cat isn't being dramatic for no reason. There's actually a real biological reason this happens. 1. What catnip actually is. Catnip, also called Nepeta cataria, is a plant in the mint family, and the thing that makes it special is a natural oil called nepeta. That compound is found in the leaves and stems, and when a responsive cat smells it, it can trigger a sudden change in behavior. In simple terms, catnip works like a chemical trigger that switches on an old natural response in the cat's brain.
Subscribe if you love simple tips for keeping your cat happy and healthy.
2. What does it trigger in cats? Catnip mainly activates a cat's special scent processing system and internal reward system. When a cat smells it, the signal is picked up through the nose and sent to the brain through scent-related pathways, including systems linked to pheromone-like detection. After that, the reaction is connected to the cat's endorphin system, which is involved in pleasure, excitement, and reward. 3. Why it makes cats act like that. When a cat sniffs catnip, the scent is processed through special scent pathways and sends signals to the brain. That's why catnip can make a cat look almost transformed. Some cats roll. Some rub their face on everything. Some get playful and hyper. Some go quiet and dreamy. Some even become a little too excited. So if you've ever thought, why is my cat acting like this over a leaf? The answer is simple. Because to their brain, this isn't just a leaf. It's a chemical signal that flips a very old switch. 4. Why not every cat reacts? But here's another truth that surprises a lot of people. Not every cat cares about catnip. Some cats love it, some barely react, and some don't care at all. That doesn't mean anything is wrong with them. Sensitivity to catnip is largely genetic, and even kittens usually don't respond much until they're a little older. So if your cat ignores catnip completely, that may simply be how they're wired. 5. How long the effect lasts. Even for cats that do love it, the effect usually doesn't last very long. In many cases, the reaction builds quickly and fades within a short time. Then there's a kind of cool down period where catnip suddenly becomes much less interesting again. So no, your cat does not stay high all night. Their body basically has its own built-in off switch. 6. The benefits of catnip. Now let's talk about the good side, because catnip isn't just funny. It can actually be useful. For indoor cats especially, catnip can be a form of enrichment. It can make toys more exciting, encourage movement and play, and make things like scratchers, cat trees, or even carriers more appealing. And in some situations, it may even help certain cats feel less stressed. There's also something even stranger. When cats rub and roll in catnip-related plant compounds, those chemicals may help repel mosquitoes. So part of this weird-looking behavior may not just be about pleasure, it may also serve a protective purpose. 7. The risks and downsides. But catnip is not perfect, because yes, there are downsides. The biggest one is moderation. If a cat eats too much catnip, it can lead to vomiting or diarrhea. And behaviorally, not all reactions are cute. Some cats become overstimulated. Some get rough. Some get a little too intense. One cat may get playful and affectionate, while another may get agitated and slap first, think later. That's why catnip works best when it's used intentionally, not all day, not constantly, and not automatically just because a product says catnip on the label. If your cat gets too wild, too possessive, or too intense around it, that's your sign to use less or skip it altogether. So in the end, catnip doesn't turn cats into completely different animals. It reveals something that was already there. The hunter, the player, the little weirdo, the creature that is somehow elegant, chaotic, ancient, and ridiculous all at once. That's why catnip feels so fascinating. It doesn't create a cat personality, it exaggerates one. And maybe that's the real reason people love watching it so much. Because for a few minutes, you get to see your cat completely drop the serious act and become their weirdest, wildest, most honest self. If your cat loves catnip, what do they do first? Roll, zoom, rub, or the stare into the void? Tell me in the comments. I genuinely love to know.